Now if y'all thought that y'all heard the last of Diddy's freaks, well you better think again, because Jaguar Wright just came out again to expose one more victim of Diddy's freak-offs. And that's none other than his former assistant, Mr. Fonzworth Bentley. Now all know you remember Fonzworth Bentley as that super fine stylish man who carried Diddy's umbrella everywhere he went. Well, Jaguar is now claiming that Fonzworth Bentley was more than just Diddy's assistant and umbrella carrier, because Diddy also allegedly made his boy toy and forced him into freak-offs. Now Fonzworth's disappearance from the industry has had people confused for a long time, because he just randomly disappeared from Hollywood just when his music career was starting to take off. But according to Jaguar, this all has to do with the crazy things that he saw and was forced to do while working for Diddy. So did Diddy really saw him, or was he really planning to pimp Fonz out to his friends? Y'all, let's get into this tea, alright? So let's dive into this whole Diddy-esque, because seriously it's got more twists and turns than a roller coaster ride. I mean, you couldn't even dream up this level of drama if you tried for the past 6 months. It's been a one wild ride after another. And just when you think it can't possibly get any crazier, boom, another curveball comes flying. You know how we've heard all the rumors about Diddy's legendary parties and the wild stuff that supposedly goes down. But puckla, because Diddy's former assistant Fonzworth Bentley just dropped some major truth bombs about what really goes on behind the scenes. And let me tell y'all, it's kind of juicy. Now, first off, Fonzworth didn't just spill this tea. He straight up dumped the whole cattle he spilled about how his role with Diddy wasn't just fetching coffee and running earrings and being his manservant. Diddy made it out to be no sir. Allegedly, he was way more than that. According to Fonzworth Bentley, he was Diddy stylist, his life coach, and way forward his romantic partner. Yeah, you read that right. Apparently, Fonzworth was giving Diddy more than just fashion advice. If he catch real, he was playing multiple roles in Diddy's life, including, shall we say, a very intimate one. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, well, too much information. Trust me, you're not alone. But hey, that's Hollywood. Seriously, we got to start questioning why Diddy always seems to be in some kind of situation with the young men that are working for him. I mean, it's not like everyone's got the same story about him by coincidence. But here's Fonzworth Bentley spilling the team and Little Rod stirring up drama. And let's not even touch on the whole mess with this. Sure, cause y'all, that's a Norris box of gossip that we ain't even ready to open yet. But let's continue with Fonzworth Bentley. Back in the early 2000s, he was the talk of the town, rolling with Diddy turning his left and right. And I'm telling you, that man was as wine tooth be told. And he knew how to work that wardrobe in an industry full of baggy pants and sweatbands. And in their white tee, Fonzworth Bentley knew how to work a true dapper man's wardrobe. Turns out he wasn't just iconic, though. Diddy brought him on as a combo deal, part assistant, part stylist. Diddy was on a mission to revamp his image after the whole nightclub shooting fiasco with Jennifer Lopez and Shine. Y'all remember that mess, right? Well, Diddy dodged a bullet, quite literally, and walked away clean, while Shine got stuck with the 10-year jail term. But despite all that he did, he managed to wiggle his way out of that serious trouble, keeping his freedom intact. And that's where Fonzworth Bentley stepped in, helping he polish up his act, looking good while doing it. But even with that, Diddy was catching all kinds of heat after that case, like he couldn't catch a break. The media was all over him, throwing shade at him left and right, and he needed a serious image overhaul, and fast. And that's where Fonzworth came in. The style guru came to the rescue. He swooped in, switched up Diddy's entire look, and had him look his sharp in no time. Now, or remember how Diddy switched up his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy? Yeah, that was all part of the rebranding. And you best believe his haters still call him Puffy whenever they want to stir the pot, like 50 Cent loves to do whenever he draws Diddy on Instagram. But anyways, back to Fonzworth. He worked his magic on Diddy. And let me tell you all, that iconic picture of him holding an umbrella over Diddy is still a classic. I don't know about y'all, but it brings me back to my college days, and it's just pure gold. Slowly but surely, though, Fonzworth helped Diddy shake off that old scandalous vibe and step into a new fresh spotlight. And here's the thing about FWN, he wasn't just a pretty face, no, he was smart as a WHB. And he knew how to play the game working alongside he learned how to play the Hollywood game, like a pro learning the ins and outs of the industry. And you better believe he used that knowledge to fuel his own ambitions. Smart move if you ask me. He was so close with Diddy and his crew that he even gave him the nickname Fonzworth Bentley, because his real name is Derek Watkins. Gene Deal spoke about how this nickname came about, and this is what he had to say.
So Tony De Niro was like, yo, we gotta think of a name for you, man. And if you're gonna be his personal assistant and slash butler slash umbrella carrier, whatever you gonna do, you understand? we got to think of a name for you. We're going to try to make you like Bentley or either Fonzworth or either Bentley. You gotta be, you gotta have that kind of persona. You gotta dress all the time, be neat, and the whole 9 yards. And then the dude, Derek, was playing with him like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know how to do that. I could be over the top. He was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be over the top. So he was saying that. And the dude, Tony De Niro, said, we gotta figure out a name for you, man. It's gotta be on the level of, those characters. He said, you gotta be like Fonzworth, you gotta be like Bentley. He said, we're just gonna call you Fonzworth Bentley. And he said, I like it. And they start calling him that.
Now let me tell y'all something about Diddy. Batman ain't exactly known for helping his crew or staff get a foot in the industry. And he does not do any favors if he isn't getting something in return. And that's just a fact. I mean, he held on to his artist masters rights tighter than a kid clutching onto their favorite toy. And he only gave the masters back when he needed some good publicity, because he had to know that Cassie's lawsuit was coming. But here's the interesting thing, Fonzworth was like the golden exception to Diddy's role. Once he got in with Diddy, it was like he had a backstage pass to the whole music scene. He dipped his toes into the music world and left footprints all over some of our major rap albums, like the band's Too Hot for TV back in 2002. You might also remember him from the skit Good Day, Good Sir on Outkast, his speaker box, The Love Below in 2003. I mean, he was all over these music videos. And he didn't stop there, because Fonzworth made a cameo in Kanye West's Workout Plan. And that's when things started heating up. He got his name into credits as a co-writer on some of Kanye's G's album tracks like Onsite, Black Skinhead, and I'm God and Hold My Liquor. And they all went gold. But let's not forget his involvement in Obama's legendary Yes We Can campaign. Back in 2008, Fonzworth Bentley was everywhere, y'all. Unstoppable ain't even the word, because F was putting his back into it big time. But this allegedly is where things started to go wrong and get very shady. Picture this: Fonzworth is on the up and up, making moves in the industry. And then suddenly, out of the nowhere, he's gone. Poof, he moved out of LA to Atlanta, got married, had kids, and has been living the behind-the-scenes quiet life. Now, I get it, some people find out they're really not about that spot of life, and they crave their privacy, and they don't want any part of the chaos and drama that comes with being a celeb. But here's the thing, I don't think Fonzworth was one of those people. He spent years hustling and chasing his dreams. But just when he's about to catch him, he throws in the towel and gives up. Now something ain't adding up here, y'all. But hold on to your edges, because Fonzworth Bentley finally came clean about why he dipped out of the industry. And let me tell you, it's a nasty, nasty business. Allegedly, Diddy had him playing the role of his let's call it like it is, his boy toy. Yeah, you heard me right. Allegedly, Diddy had him wrapped around his finger. He was sick and tired of playing house with Diddy, if you know what I mean. Now, I wish I could say that I'm shocked by with all this tales and scandals flying around about Diddy lately. It just kind of sid with everything in the narrative, doesn't it? Allegedly, Diddy had a whole young roster of dudes like him all under his thumb, playing out his fantasies. But let's just say what allegedly went down at Diddy with those parties. Yeah, definitely not safe for work, if you catch my drift. Oh, it's just so scandalous. But I got to say, Fonzworth's story is making me think what else is going on behind the shadows of those Diddy parties, cause if what we already know is just the tip of the iceberg, then we're in for a wild ride. According to Fonzworth, he eventually decided to leave Diddy because he was apparently about to pull a little Rob move on him. Yeah, you know, the whole pimping out to industry friends thing. And he tried to pull the little Rod and Cuba Gooding Jr. situation. Let me tell you all, that was the final straw, cause allegedly Fonzworth was not having it anymore, and he bounced hard. Fonzworth must have been shook by what he claims Diddy had in store for him when he decided to leave Hollywood completely. Allegedly, he completely lost faith in the industry and the people in the industry after seeing the freaky stuff